Matt, we talk a decent bit about SPACs on this show. We even ran a 4-part series on SPACs earlier this year. Had a lot of fun putting those shows together. You and I were talking about an article we just read here on CNBC in regard to SPACs. And there was some interesting data from Wolf Research in this article that says that on average, it was talking about the performance of SPACs. I think it's basically about 1 year in here. But this research, this data from Wolf Research says that on average, SPACs with experienced sponsors record greater returns. And by sponsors, that's the blank check company that's bringing the actual business into its universe, right, to bring it public. So we want to talk about this for a minute, just from the bigger picture perspective of SPACs and sort of what you think about this data, what you think it says, and then also talk a little bit more. I mean, a specific SPAC out there that's been in the news here over the past couple of days, Virgin Galactic, for obvious reasons, a successful flight there into space. But let's go ahead and start with just the bigger picture implications here, because I mean, it doesn't sound all that surprising, but by the same token, it does feel like this is still a very short timeline on which to be judged.
It is, and I think the point that they're trying to make is that the market was flooded with SPACs. I have some stats right here. There were in 2018 there were 46 SPACs that went public. In 2019 there were 59. In 2020 there were 248.
Holy cow!
In 2021 already there were 367.
Wow.
So the market was kind of flooded with these. And it used to be that when you were a SPAC sponsor, it's because you knew something about the business or the industry you were trying to go after.
Yeah.
Now it's like everybody with any sort of credibility was starting a SPAC. Like Shaquille O'Neal had his own SPAC.
I was going to say, it doesn't even feel like you really need that credibility.
Yeah, I mean,
you just have to have some kind of a name or
right. I mean,
some sort
unless
of
he was trying to take like the Los Angeles Lakers public, I really don't know how his experience would come into play.
Or Papa John's, maybe. I could see like some pizza place because he sits on the board of Papa John's, I think, still,
Well, and
right?
he owns a lot of Five Guys as another one.
Oh, yeah. Five Guys pretty good.
But I mean, I love Shaq, so nothing against Shaq.
Me too.
But the point being, and that's really one of the things I look for. Everyone always says, how do you pick out all these SPACs? There's 400 of them. How do you decide the 3 to put in your portfolio? And that's one of the things I look at. Remember Latch we had on the show?
Yeah.
They were taken public by a SPAC called Tishman Speyer, or TSI Innovation Acquisitions, sponsored by Tishman Speyer, one of the biggest commercial real estate firms in the country. So that's clearly a sponsor that knows a lot about that industry. That's a good partner. It's really SPACs. The partnership aspect is really undervalued. It's the celebrity aspect of it is getting way too much attention, and the partnership aspect's getting too little. I mean, think of the Motley Fool's investing strategy. How we want businesses that are partners. We want businesses that where the CEO is a partner to their shareholders. When I got hired here, they told me that we would rather have a great partner than a great writer. It's such a valuable part of business in general, and it's become undervalued in the whole SPAC craze just because of all the big name people throwing their names in, like Bill Ackman, like not even like the Shaqs, like the Bill Ackmans, the Chamath.
Yeah.
I mean, Chamath worked at Facebook. Did he ever start a space travel company? No, that one's done well, but that's the exception, not the rule, according to this research.
Yeah.
There are a lot of successful SPACs that were partnered with people who knew that industry really, really well. I mentioned Latch as a great example. 23andMe, you can kind of argue that Richard Branson has a lot of experience with consumer branding and things like that. I don't think he's done any genetics research himself, but that's not really the point. It's a consumer products company at this point.